raining today. Today is Saturday. It is January 5th, 2019, and it's 11:48 a.m. here in Connecticut on a rainy day. And what's the weather here? 7 Celsius, 44 Fahrenheit, 64 in here. Don't go by the time. And you know what, I'm gonna finish that today. And that's about it. So wife just went shopping. I want to finish working on this. I know I've been whacking you guys with some long videos. I'm sorry. Again, don't feel obligated. Watch them if you like, you know, again, but I do appreciate it. But now, meanwhile, there's part of this, as you can see, they have this, well, it's a covering. There's also loom. Loom is, well, I can give you an idea what it looks like, if you don't know. It's a good covering for wires. And it's a covering for wires that you don't have to feed through. So basically, I want to get these together. And I don't want to waste a lot of tape. I don't want to tie them and have little spaces to get caught on. I wanted to just put it inside some loom. Well, they have different sizes. They have, and it comes most of the time black or gray. Well, it looks something like this, but it's got a split in it, and it keeps closed, so the wires are not going to get out. And then you put a little piece of tape every now and then to keep it from, you know, opening, which is really not going to open. And then you can just take the wires and tuck them down into the split, and now this would be as one. Well, I can't find the loom, and I'm sure I've got it around here someplace. I mean, I just don't know where. And if it's in the shack with the tractor, I got so much crap in there for the winter, you know, just shoved in, that I can't get back to where it may be. I mean, it'll take me 20 minutes to move everything to see if it's there. I'm not even guaranteed that it's there. And I haven't got any out here. And I don't want to have to just feed it, because I already got the ends on everything, and I don't want to take that end off if I don't have to. That's a factory end. It's not a big deal, but it's time. This winch, because of the weight, well, the winch itself I'm hoping is okay. I did test it on the bench real quick, but if it had come with the wires and things that I felt or feel it should have come with, I wouldn't have had all these problems, you know, and it would have been a lot easier. So because of that, it took me a lot longer to put this thing together and get it on the truck than it should have. Something that should have taken me a couple of hours, 2 hours maybe, ended up taking me about 6 hours, and that's like 2-3 hours a day for the last couple, 2-3 days, because everything had to be modified for one reason or another. And it wasn't modified so much to fit my vehicle as much it was just had to be done because they didn't give you enough supply. I can't find. This thing is working great, by the way. I wish I had some loom. Well, I can cut that blue thing and use that, I guess. I mean, I hate to ruin a good piece of what you call it, but I guess that'll be the easiest thing to do. You know, but right from the beginning, you know, the wire wasn't long enough. If they added a couple extra feet, it wouldn't have cost them nothing at all. It really wouldn't have. You know, for everything that I had to do, that took me hours to do, to modify or to make it work, they could have had it part of and kept it under $1. I mean, really, $1, under $1. Now, for instance, I know one of the reasons why they did this with this wire. I think, well, you may had to run this red wire differently from where the plug is going to go because you need to hook this up to power. And I can understand that. But why not give the loom and let us cut it back to where we think we need it? That little bit that we may waste is not going to break the bank on you guys. All right? And the wire that I had to use, my own wire, which is right here, to make the wire, to make it long enough, I didn't want to piece it together. I wanted one length. All right, you know, now this stuff cost me a few bucks. You know, again, if you were to do it when you were manufacturing this, again, under $1. You know, so all these little things that made me go crazy, you could have fixed them all for less than $1. And would have made life a lot easier. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who has these problems. You know, if you're not going to put this on an ATV, you better look in the box first and see what you're going to need. Because before you leave the store, you're going to end up buying a lot of crap that you shouldn't have had to buy. That's going to end up costing you a lot more than $1. When they could have thought of that and thought of you and had it all there for less than $1 on their part. You kind of know what I mean, guys? You know, you kind of get tired of being screwed over in one way or another by big business, and that's basically what it is. God forbid the bean counters lose 15 or 20 cents a month in their profits. So, now again, I know they put these together for ATVs. But on the box, it tells you trucks, ATVs, you know, SUVs. So, come on, you know. It doesn't say if you're going to put it in the truck, you got to go out and buy an extra 10 feet of wire. It's going to cost you about $20. But, well, wait a minute. We could have put that 10 feet in there for you, all right, and everything else you needed for less than $1. But, see, then we couldn't make more money on selling you extra wire and things and driving you nuts because every time we bring you back into the store, you buy something else. So we don't care about wasting your time and your money and your gas and all that. We just care about our profit margins. Now, again, they're in business, so I understand profit. I was in business. But you know what? I did quite well for myself by thinking of the customer. I used to think of every customer as it being my son or my daughters or my sons going into a store and buying something with limited amount of funds and at the end finding out that it's got to cost them a lot more than what they used to, than they should have or what they do have to spend. And that's the way I look at it. But other people just look at the money and they don't care. You know, it's like sometimes a cop or a detective. Oh, you know, he's a prick. Oh, he'll arrest his own mother. You know, he'll give his own mother a ticket. Well, they are out there. I knew a few of them. Right? Not thinking down the line that, you know, okay, what happens if it comes to a point to where they're no longer a cop and they may no longer be living in the city that they have any connections left in. Alright, and then what happens? Now they're a normal person. And then they want to pull out their retiree badge, you know, because they don't want to be taken advantage of. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this like a piece of loom, hopefully, without cutting through it all the way. I just want to cut the one end here and see if I can get this around that. And then we'll take it one step at a time. Whoops! Sorry guys, did you get hurt? I'm coming. You didn't get hurt, guys, did you? You didn't get hurt, did you? Now, why loom is split is so that you could put it around wires without having to feed the wire through it. Because sometimes you're feeding so much wire through it that it's a pain in the ass and you can't get it through to start with. Or there's a factory end on that wire that you can't get through. So it's a good idea to have a split like they do. So they were thinking when they made that stuff what they were doing. And what I'm doing here basically is taking the same flexible material, well, somewhat the same, and I am splitting down one side so I can bring those wires together. Now, would I prefer to have black? Naturally, but you know, at this point, as long as it does the job, that's all I'm concerned about. So, it's a good idea to have some loom laying around, believe it or not, guys. It really is, because they could definitely, see what I mean? I'm just tucking it in here, and then it closes up behind it, and then I'll just put a little tape on it here and there just to make sure. It's a little tougher using this because this is a little smaller than I need, and it's really not the stuff, but it works. It'll do the job, and I won't have to worry about replacing it. So, but I should find that loom and bring it in here. I know I got it out there someplace. I just don't know where the hell it is. Okay, we got that one. There we go. Okay, a little bit more. Come on, be nice. Right there. I don't want to cut all the way through, and then I'll have two halves to worry about. Like I say, this is all stuff that I would think should have been done when they were doing it. Because this stuff is cheap to buy. And it would have been a lot cheaper for them to do it. They just put it on the machine and it just weaves it right through. Yeah. Alright, so now that looks a lot easier. I still have enough here to do what I need to do at the end, and it's not going to catch. And the rest of it's all in where it should be. So now I'll take this a little black tape and I'll put little wraps about every 8 inches or so. And then I'll put a little wire tie on it so that it doesn't open or the tape doesn't come undone. Tape has a habit of wanting to become, well, not become, but come undone over time with the weather. So you kind of expect it. So I put little wire ties on them so that the ends can't come undone. Especially if it's going to be someplace like under the hood or under the van or something like that. I may not do every one of these because even they can get in the way every now and then. Oh, come on, now that was okay. Not paying attention here, guys. So Ron, when are you going to add on to your garage and put a shop furnace in? Huh? You're out there enough. You can buy one of these gas, if you have gas that is, a little gas shop furnace. It runs on natural gas. Butane, or that bottled gas, that gets expensive. Or buy a wood stove and run out the pipe out the window and build a little thing in the window and run the pipe out. Or go through the roof, go through the wall, whatever. Get some heat out there, Ron. Or when you build the addition, you can put the heater at the same time. Ron. Okay, let me get some wire ties. Wire ties. You should do it right here. Get the little ones. I don't need anything crazy. And put them on the ends. Now once it slows down, because it's raining out there right now. Raining. If I went out there, I'd get wet. So I'll go out there and we'll plug this in and it should work. Because everything in the van is done. I just haven't tested it. Last night I went to work the bonfire. It was a good night. It was an hour and a half. They had live music. Band was good. I was surprised. And you know how some bands, the music is louder than the actual singer? Well, they had a good mix. They had two women. It was a two women and three guys. So they had the drums, the keyboard, and guitar. And I tell you, the women, they sung together. All right? You know, all the songs, they were more or less singing it as a team, as a pair. And I tell you, they were right there with one another. They did a great job, you know. And one of them actually works for the post office here in Brantford. All right? She did a nice job. They were really good. I was surprised. You were able to understand them. All right? The music wasn't blasting you out. You could be sitting there and have a conversation. It was just right, from my opinion. And they were playing good songs. Which was good. You know, they weren't playing, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. They were playing good songs that everybody liked. The younger generation was there having a good time. You know, right down to, you know, 10, 12-year-olds. Right up to 80 and 90-year-olds. And they were all out there having a good time and jumping around and singing and dancing. And they were giving away free hot chocolate and brownies to everybody. I don't know how many thousands of people showed up. I mean, it was constantly going. They were coming and going constantly. Bonfire was going all night. Well, not all night, but all during the time. The department had to stay there a while because of they had to make sure that the fire was out and then clean up. Then I was bullshit with the first selectman. Well, we don't have a mayor, but he would be our mayor. All right, and I was bullshitting with him, and as I'm talking with him, I got the flashlight, and I'm a hands-on person, which is good, but sometimes not too good. When I talk to you, sometimes I'll give you a little whack on the arm, you know. Hey, how you doing? You know, that type of thing. Yeah, okay, that's the way, you know, the neighborhoods I grew up in, that's the way we were. We were just friendly, touchy people. And So I just gave him a little slap on the arm as I'm talking to him. And then I had a flashlight on me. And I asked him how old he was. Jamie, how old are you now? He goes, 40, Jamie, you're running our town and you don't know how old you are? And so he starts to laugh. He goes, well, I'm not good with numbers. I go, you're only making it worse. So when I said that, I gave a little tap, which I thought I was tapping him on the upper arm with the flashlight. I hit him on the elbow. Oh, I bet you that hit him. All right. But he's a good guy. Yeah. He's a Democrat, but he's a good guy. You know, I mean, you know, he's kind of there for the people. However, there's a few things that he's done that I don't care for, but I don't hold it against him as a person. All right. Okay, so meanwhile, there we are, guys. And we are done. And that wire is now not going to be a nuisance to me. I have about 8 inches here, and I got about a foot here. I have just enough there to do what I got to do, and not enough to get caught on everything. And here's the switch on the other end. So that's done. So let me just find a home for this for a few minutes until it slows down, and then I'll go out there and do something with it. There, I found a home. Oh, I gotta order some wire. Road rage. Road rage. I gotta order some wire. So, all right. Oh, this is good stuff too, by the way. E6000. I forgot. Brett. I forgot. Oh shit. Brett. Oh, damn. He uses it as well, and it's good stuff. All right, I'm gonna finish having my coffee. I'm gonna have a toasted corn muffin, and I'll be back.